Hey everybody, so glad you're here. We've got another story, so lend me your ear. We'll read about this and we'll learn about that. Sit back, relax, story time with Mr. Matt. So today's story is called Snowmen at Halloween. And it is by Caralyn Buehner and pictures by Mark Buehner. I wonder if they're married. So Caroline would be, if she wrote the story, what does that make her? That's right, the author. And if the pictures are by Mark Buehner, what does that make him? Right again, the illustrator. All right, let's get into the story. One autumn day, the air turned cold and it began to snow. We went outside and made some snowmen standing in a row. My sister had a box of dress ups out for Halloween, and soon all those snowmen were the scariest we'd ever seen. So they're dressing up their snowmen for Halloween. That sounds like a good idea. That sounds like fun, hey? I just don't want snow during Halloween, though. Save that for Christmas. We went off to party and trick or treating too, then headed home in the dark when everything was through. As we passed our snowmen, I thought I saw one wink. Did they want us to, did they want to have fun too? Well, this is what I think. So you think the snowmen are trying to have fun? If I was a snowman, I'd want to have fun on Halloween, wouldn't you? Let's find out. It's a dark and spooky night, but the snowmen aren't afraid. They'll follow one another in a Halloween parade. Oh, let's look at all their different costumes. We have a witch, an angel. Wait, looks like that's a cyclops. We got a vampire. We got a pirate. We got Zorro. I don't know if any of you guys know what that is. Who that is? We got Bunny. Maybe like an ogre. Frankenstein. A pharaoh. A bumblebee. A cowboy. A superhero. A wizard. And there's some other ones back there. I can't quite tell exactly what they are. That one, it's got a big outdoor hat, big straw hat on. Can't quite see what those are. Can you? Maybe we'll see them. Maybe we'll see them on other pages. So they're having a parade. How many of you guys like parades? Gliding down the moonlit streets into the village square, beckoned by the twinkling lights and lanterns hanging there. Oh, this is another story that has rhyming words. Let's see if we can find some more rhyming words. Square in there. All right. Oh, look at there's a snowman uh, in a boat. He's a sailor. There's a robot. Looks like that might be the superhero, or maybe a wrestler too. It could be a wrestler. There looks like a Little Red Riding Hood. There's Robin Hood, a mummy, a ghost, a witch. Pretty spooky. They'll see lots of orange pumpkins heaped up in a pile. Every snowman gets to carve a very scary smile. Oh, that guy looks like he's a punk rocker. If I don't know if you guys know what that is, but that's like an old style of music that was popular back when I was young. Punk rock. What else? You got any other new ones? Well, there's a clown. That's a new one. That looks like it's a sunflower. There's a crocodile or an alligator. That's all I see. How about the rhymes? We have pile and smile. Good work. They'll like playing all the games and fishing for a prize and have their faces painted by an artist in disguise. So they're fishing for prizes. And what else? There's a ring toss game. There's some games back there. You can't quite really tell. Oh, there's face painting. So this artist looks like a very famous artist. And if you don't know who that is, ask your mom and dad. They'll probably know. His name is Bob Ross. He's a very well liked artist. Used to be on a TV program when I was a kid. Looks like there's an old granny there. All right, so let's find our rhyming words. We have prize and disguise. All right. Some bite into caramel treats, which give them gooey grins. Others bob for apples in the apple bobbing bins. So look at these guys are getting gooey grins because they're eating the caramel apples. How many of you like caramel apples? I like them. Pretty good. They will make you gooey though. Oh, there's a little dinosaur. It's a little guy. We got anything else? We got cowboy up there. I think we saw him before though. That looks like a pig. There's a caveman. Pirate again. There's Uncle Sam. You guys probably don't know who Uncle Sam is. He's kind of a American icon that from way back before I was born. And these guys over here are bobbing for apples. Has anybody ever bobbed for apples before? It can be actually really hard. Sometimes it's really hard to grab those apples when they're just floating in the water like that. All right, let's find our rhyming words. We have grins. Yep, and that rhymes with bins. Good job. For a coin the fortune teller sees a snowman's fate. Will it be warm sun or snowstorms they'll anticipate? Ooh, look at the fortune teller's telling the fortune. Do you think it'll be warm sun or snowstorms? Oh, look at that. That's like a little bat guy. A little mouse. A little chicken. The witch is flying away. There's the robot. All right, so our rhyming words, can you tell me what they are? Fate and anticipate. Good work. Maybe they will wander through a maze made out of hay, twisting turns and dead ends. Make it fun to find the way. So that's a hay maze. Has anybody ever been to a hay maze before? Or a corn maze? That's also very popular around here. Yeah, I've been to both. They both can be fun, but you can get lost in them sometimes. You gotta be careful. Gotta make sure you're with somebody that can find your way out. Ooh, let's see if we can find some new costumes. We got a gorgon or Medusa. That is a creature that has snakes for hair. Ooh, spooky. And it looks like we might have a cat right there. Some sort of insect. A dwarf or gnome. There's some sort of monster right there. Oh, look at this squirrel. There's the Statue of Liberty. What else we have? There's a spider, a jack-in-a-box. There's that witch flying again. There's a graduate someone who has graduated either from high school or college. Ooh, there's a Reaper, Grim Reaper. It's scary. All right. So, what are our rhyming words on this page? It's hard to see them because they're white on the snow. So it says hay and way. I don't know if you could see that or not. It's kind of hard. All right. Someone will be telling tales about a snowman ghost. I'll bet spooky stories is what snowmen like the most. You think the snowmen like the spooky stories? Well, they all seem to be enjoying themselves, so maybe. You see any new snowman monsters or snowmen? That one's dressed up like a scarecrow. I didn't see that one before. Then we got one dressed up like a lamp. This one looks like it's dressed up like a boxer. We got an elephant, dinosaur. It's a fisherman, maybe. Looks like he's got a fish hanging from his pole, so that might be a fisherman. There's a knight. See any other ones? All right. Well, there's that witch flying away again. She's just always flying away. All right. So what are our two rhyming words? Did anybody figure it out? Ghost and most. Good job. If their Halloween's like mine, they'll want to trick or treat and head home with their buckets full of every kind of sweet. All right. Do we see anything new? There's, you know who? I thought that was a cowboy at first, but I bet you that's supposed to be a really old character called the Lone Ranger. He rides a horse and he wears a mask like that. I think those are called domino masks. And he's like an old timey cowboy superhero. Some of your grandparents maybe might remember the Lone Ranger. Let's see. Maybe that's a farmer over there? Something like that. There's an angel. All right. So, did anybody find our two rhyming words? Treat and sweet. All right. There'll be a lot of giggling on their way back home from town, and it'll take a while before those snowmen settle down. No, doesn't look like we have any new. Oh, look at the candies. What is that one supposed to be? On here it says Knickers. Instead of Snickers, it's Knickers. And these are, instead of Milk Duds, they're called Milk Dudes. That's funny. I can't tell what that. Oh, and these just say Jawbreak. Instead of Jawbreakers, they say Jawbreak. Oh, you see that ghost in the window? That's kind of spooky. All right. Did anybody find the rhyming words? Uh-huh. Town and down. You got it. That's what I thought they'd do, but I guess I'll never know, because it warmed up overnight and melted down the snow. The dress-ups are in piles, but there's something in between. A snowman message just for us. Do you see the message? Can any of you tell what that message says? You can see all their costumes. So the snowmen all melted, but their costumes are there still. All right, what are our rhyming words? We have no and snow. And that says between. So I think our message is going to rhyme with between. What do you think? Let's check. Let's see. Happy Halloween! Between and Halloween, rhyme. We were right. We got it. Good work. That was the snowman's message. Happy Halloween. That's what it said. That's the end of the story. I really like this story. It's a fun one. And I hope you did too. So remember, if you would like to support the channel, like, subscribe, and or share. All of those things help the channel grow. And remember, our book is called Snowmen at Halloween by Caralyn Buehner. Thank you for joining me, and I hope I'll see you again.